Have you ever felt like someone or something was watching you, even when you were alone? The idea of ghosts and spirits has intrigued and frightened people for centuries, and for good reason. There are countless tales of unexplained phenomena, from eerie apparitions to inexplicable sounds and movements. Some believe that these occurrences are the work of ghosts, spirits of the dead who have not yet found their peace. But what happens when these ghosts make their presence known, and how can they find the closure they seek? Welcome to Eerie Encounters and Hauntings. We're thrilled to have you join us on our journey into the world of the paranormal. From ghostly encounters to unexplained phenomena, we're here to explore the mysteries that lurk in the shadows and keep us up at night. Our channel is dedicated to bringing you the most bone-chilling stories and spine-tingling experiences, all in the pursuit of uncovering the truth about the unknown. So buckle up and get ready for a wild ride into the realm of the supernatural. We're excited to have you here with us, and we can't wait to share our passion for all things eerie with you. Let's dive into the world of the unexplained together. In Matthew, A Ghost's Quest for Closure, we delve into the world of ghosts and the search for peace in the afterlife. Martin had always been curious about the supernatural, but he never thought that he would have to live with a ghost in his own home. For the past 14 years, he has shared his house with the ghost of a man named Matthew. Matthew was the former homeowner's husband who had passed away from cancer in the master bedroom. Martin's mother had been the first to experience the paranormal activity. She would hear her name being called, and sometimes she would feel someone climbing onto the bed when she was alone. Martin's dad, on the other hand, had a different experience. He would sense the presence of kittens on the bed, even though they didn't have any pets. And sometimes, he would feel a poking sensation in his rear, as if someone was trying to get his attention. The family tried to ignore these strange occurrences at first, but they couldn't deny them anymore when Martin's dad decided to update the master bedroom. He took a few photographs to document his progress, and when he had them developed, he noticed a mysterious ethereal mist in 3 of the photos. The mist looked like it was moving, almost as if it was trying to communicate something to them. But it wasn't just the mist that was haunting the family. Martin's sisters claimed to have seen the shadow of Matthew in the house. They said that he always wore a cap during his treatments, and sometimes they would catch a glimpse of him wearing it in the hallway. One night, Martin met Matthew on his own accord. He was asleep in his bed when he was awakened by the sound of someone calling his name. Martin opened his eyes and saw a figure standing at the foot of his bed. It was Matthew, looking just as he had in the old photographs that Martin's family had kept. Matthew smiled at Martin and then disappeared. Despite all of these spooky occurrences, Martin and his family knew that Matthew meant them no harm. They understood that he was just trying to reassure them of his continued existence, to let them know that he was still watching over them. But as the years went by, the family began to feel uneasy in their own home. They would hear strange noises at night, footsteps in the hallway, and doors opening and closing on their own. Martin's dad even claimed to have seen Matthew standing in the doorway of the master bedroom, watching him as he slept. The family started to wonder if they were in danger. What if Matthew's ghost was becoming more malevolent? What if he wanted to harm them? One night, Martin woke up to find himself unable to move. He felt a heavy weight on his chest, as if someone was sitting on him. He tried to scream, but no sound came out. He was trapped, and he didn't know how to escape. As Martin struggled, he heard a voice whisper in his ear. It was Matthew, and he was saying something, but Martin couldn't make out the words. Then, the weight on his chest lifted, and Martin was finally able to move. He sat up in bed, gasping for air. The next morning, Martin asked his family if they had experienced anything strange that night. But they had all slept soundly. Martin was the only one who had been visited by Matthew's ghost. From that day on, Martin felt like he was being watched all the time. He would see shadows moving out of the corner of his eye, and sometimes he would hear whispers in his ear. He knew that Matthew was still with them, and he couldn't shake the feeling that something was going to happen. Finally, Martin and his family decided that they couldn't take it anymore. They packed their bags and moved out of the house, leaving it to Matthew's ghost. As they drove away, Martin looked back at the old house and saw a figure standing in the window of the master bedroom. It was Matthew, waving goodbye. Years went by, and Martin and his family never returned to the house. They tried to forget about their haunting experience and move on with their lives. But one day, Martin received a call from a neighbor who had bought the old house. The neighbor had found something strange in the attic, and he wanted Martin to come take a look. Martin reluctantly agreed and went to the old house. As he climbed up to the attic, he felt a sense of dread. He didn't know what he was going to find up there, but he knew it couldn't be good. When Martin reached the attic, he saw a small wooden box sitting in the corner. It was covered in dust, and it looked like it hadn't been touched in years. Martin approached the box, and as he lifted the lid, he heard a faint whisper in his ear. It was Matthew's voice, and he was saying something that Martin couldn't understand. Inside the box, Martin found a collection of old photographs, all of them featuring Matthew. There were photos of him with his family, with his friends, and even some of him alone. But there was one photo that caught Martin's eye. It was a photo of Matthew in the master bedroom, wearing his cap and holding a small kitten in his arms. As Martin looked at the photo, he felt a chill run down his spine as a cold breeze brushed against his cheek. He turned around and saw Matthew standing behind him, staring at the photo with him. Martin felt a sense of relief, as if the ghostly presence had finally found what it was looking for. At that moment, Martin knew that he had helped Matthew find closure, and he felt a sense of peace knowing that the ghost could finally move on. And with that, Matthew's ghost disappeared. Martin was left alone in the attic, surrounded by the memories of a man he had never met. But somehow, he knew that Matthew's ghost was finally at peace. He had found what he was looking for, and he could finally move on. As Martin left the old house for the last time, he felt a sense of closure. He knew that the ghost of Matthew would always be a part of his life, but he also knew that he didn't have to be afraid anymore. Matthew's ghost had found the peace that he had been searching for, and now Martin could find his own peace as well. As Martin and his family helped Matthew find the closure he had been searching for, they learned valuable lessons about life, death, and the importance of letting go. Though their encounters with the ghost were scary and unnerving, they ultimately found peace and closure, knowing that they had helped Matthew find his way to the afterlife. Matthew, a ghost's quest for closure, is just one of many tales of the paranormal that continue to fascinate and terrify us. If you enjoyed this story, be sure to like and subscribe for more thrilling tales of the supernatural. And don't forget to share this video with your friends, because who knows? They might have a ghostly encounter of their own to share. Don't forget to let us know where you're watching from so we can give you a shout out in our next video. Until next time, stay safe and keep your eyes peeled for the unexplained. If you want to stay up to date with our latest videos on eerie encounters and hauntings, be sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. Send us your stories too, and you just may find them featured in one of our future videos. And don't forget to share this video with your friends and family to spread the chills and thrills. Let us also know where you're watching from so we can give you a shout out in our next video. We can't wait to share more spine-tingling stories with you, so keep an eye out for our next episode. Remember, the world of the paranormal is full of mystery and wonder, so stay curious and keep exploring. Thanks for watching. and we'll see you next time on our channel.